It's that time of the month again, Gemini. It's July 2015. Dadhichi Toth here with your monthly horoscope synopsis, the overview of what's happening in the heavens and how it might just be affecting you at this time. I hope you took a look at the introduction that I did on self-transformation and how I liken that to, 4 butterflies that I saw last night, just beautifully poised, sitting there on my back door. And right now we see that there is transformation taking place. Actually, astrology is the story of transformation that is taking place every moment of our lives, every day, every month, every year, every life, if you subscribe to the idea of reincarnation or transmigration. Fortunately, Mercury is in your sun sign just now, the ruler of your sign of Gemini, which ensures, a good sense of self, a good presentation if you're dealing with the world at large. And the important initial aspect we see as the month commences is that of the full moon in the 8th house of Capricorn, very intense house. And there we've talked about the position of Pluto, the transformative planet in that house of self-transformation. So having the full moon there is pretty significant. Full moon in your case has a lot to say about your finances, and it rules your 2nd house. And moving into the 8th house in its fullness means that it's fully impacting or looking at that 2nd house in conjunction with the transformative planet Pluto. So how do we look at this? Well, let's take a look at a couple of other factors there before I jump the gun, just so that I'm feeling a little bit more confident about what I've got to say this month. Mars and Sun. Mars in combustion in that 2nd house with the Sun. Very, very significant. Mars ruling your 6th house of debts. And also the 11th house of profits. So it's a double-edged sword, this planet. So again, there are some connotations of debt, profit, income. Full moon in the 8th house of shared resources. But Mars and Sun there indicate disputes, problems, and a bit of a reactive situation to the financial or commercial circumstances that you're in at this point in time. You also have some very hard aspects there to what we call the karmic nodes. That's the past karma point and the future karma point. So what we see there straight off the bat this month, a lot of energy associated with your finances, your money, your past transgressions of what you know you should or shouldn't have done along the lines of money. And to complicate things, that transformative influence occurring in the zone of shared resources. So this is likely to really shake things up and lift you to a new perspective of how you should be dealing with your money and your finances, and in particular how you should be handling those finances with the people that you deal with, the people you're in relationship with, the people you happen to be in business partnerships with, and actually the world at large, how you transact. So I think that's an important point. Needless to say that the full moon being near the transformative Pluto is a guarantee that something big is happening there. Now, we can even go further. This is the 8th house of death. Now, sometimes it can relate to such things as wills, inheritances, legacies, taxes, and all these sorts of things. But also the issue of death, the fact that there's a grand trine between this moon in the 7th house, Uranus in the 11th house, and Venus and Jupiter in the 3rd house. And these particular signs are what we call fixed. Well, the 3rd sign is a fixed sign, but they're fire sign, so they're very, very animated, very intense, very creative. And that too is going to work on this Pluto moon conjunction in the 8th house, along with that Mercury in your sun sign now, showing that you're prepared to communicate and learn and to expand your ideas. I think that's the positive way out of this, and the key to using these difficult transits in favour of yourself down the track. Let's take a look there at, I'll have to get a bit close here to get to the computer, some of these other transits. The transit of Venus to the 4th house is also a nice one that takes place on, let's have a look at that, Venus on the 19th, I believe, going into the sign of Virgo, your 4th house of family, real estate, larger ticket items such as vehicles and cars, and also, interestingly, one's personal happiness. So, having Venus there, also a friendly planet to you, ruling your 9th house, that's going to bring with it some luck in that area of your life. So, ordinarily, I would predict that after that date, some enjoyment on the family front, and also an enjoyment of your own inner self. Enjoying one's own company is not easy. A lot of people hate being alone. They, especially when we look at your star sign, the idea that you have to spend time alone means you can't connect with others is a good exercise, even if you do it just for a little bit each day or once a week, just to retreat into yourself and to acquaint yourself with yourself and really start to enjoy your company. That's a great meditative exercise for you during this particular cycle. Later on, around the 25th, that planet will go retrograde, and that's going to intensify its influence. It can also give you some change of heart, perhaps, with some of the relationships you've been involved with. So you may be moving forward in something only to find that something causes you to step back and to reevaluate things towards the end of the month. Just jumping back a little bit, don't forget, just a reminder that new moon takes place in the 2nd house of finances. That takes place after the 16th. So what may commence the month as a rather problematic or complex set of financial issues could see the resolution of those problems sometime around the middle of the month. Thanks for joining me again. The website that I recommend everyone to go to is astrology.com.au. Lots of the usual stuff there, but I'd be recommending, if any of you need to look more deeply into your horoscope, into your relationships, into electing certain times to do things, then personal reading is advisable. I'm available to help you. If you'd like to contact me, you can do so through the website at astrology.com.au, or you can send me an email at dadhichi@astrology.com.au. And I do look forward to your company next month. Take care now. Bye-bye.